Good evening, everyone. My name is Shezad, and welcome to my channel, The Right Path. This is my first video, and I have specially made this video for a reason. During this pandemic, I have seen many people struggling to find a job, as many people have been laid off from their work. Searching for a job is a tough and exhausting thing to do. It doesn't matter whether you are experienced or a fresher. Getting a good job is a difficult thing for all. This stress is because we do not know the right way to find a job. Though the right technique varies from one company to another, profile basis, and also the country you live in, you might think that the lockdown for COVID-19 is very difficult and boring phase, though this can be the time when you can pull up your socks and search for a nice job. Well, I have interviewed few recruiters, you can say recruiting experts, and I found out some important ways to improve the search for jobs. You can follow these when you are hunting for your dream job. So let's start with 5 steps to improve your job search during pandemic. I'll share with you my PowerPoint presentation so you can have a little better understanding of it. So this is me, 5 steps to improve your job search during pandemic, organized by The Right Path, presented by Shehzad Mukhadim, Operations Excellence Expert. So let us begin. What has this pandemic brought to us? Stress, loss of jobs, cuts in salaries, less availability of jobs in market, wrong decision making, demotivation. A lot of people have been demotivated and much, much more. So these are the 5 steps to improve your job search. So what is the first? Create a digital profile. Become optimistic. This is the very important part where you have to become optimistic that you can do it. Get recommendations. Check your resume and available as an intern or voluntary work. My last point, which is the fifth point, especially for freshers who would be looking for a job in a market. So let's explore these 5 points one by one. Now, first point, create a digital profile. So what do you mean by create a digital profile? In the digital world, you need a digital profile. As we all know that now the world has gone digital. Due to the current scenario of the lockdown, the headhuntings is performed online. Everybody knows that every recruiter will try to find a potential candidate online because they will not be able to call people out for an interview. So you need to increase your digital presence. Choose the best job sites and upload all your work links along with your updated CV. Also make sure that you add all the related work keywords in your profile. There are a lot of keywords that you need to search for before making your digital profile. What will digital profile help you with? It creates the first impression in the mind of a recruiter. Everything we post online, such as blogs, pictures, and links, contributes to our online reputation. So we need to be very careful when we are posting anything on our digital profile. Digital profile will increase job visibility of the company HR who is looking for a potential candidate. So if you have a very well maintained digital profile of yours, your visibility to the company HR will be more as per the candidates who have also applied for these jobs. Coming to the second point, become optimistic. What do you mean by become optimistic? I've put some pictures on my screen so you can just go through those pictures which will give you a brief idea what you mean by optimistic. Do not let news like layoffs or salary cuts deter you or demotivate you. In a recent study of Times Job, it is found that the remote jobs are expanding already and these firms are taking the help of digital operations. I hope that everybody knows that everything has gone digital. It also states that the rise of remote jobs will still be there even after the lockdown is over. we can understand through this that the medium of jobs have changed. There is still a need of marketing profiles, but the only change is that digital marketing is in demand more than anything else. So you have to be more cautious with getting your digital profile very well maintained. How you can become optimistic is you can have I can do it, can do attitude. You got to train your brain to be more optimistic. So keep having a positive thoughts in your mind. Believing in yourself is the first secret to success. So if you do not believe in yourself, you will not succeed. And be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. Even this pandemic which has come, sooner or later, it will wipe out. It will be gone. But you need to make sure that you are patient with yourself. The third point, get recommendations. Now, how to get recommendations? Because everything has gone so much digital. Everybody's looking out for a job digital. Everyone, I think, is maintaining their profiles, and one of the biggest platform for now for professionals is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of the profile where you can get a lot of recommendations from your colleagues, from your managers, from your head of the department, from the company that you have worked for. Now, it is no-brainer to ask for recommendation, but it matters in the recommendation if the recommendation comes from a credible person. Like people think, why should I need a recommendation? But when that recommendation is coming from someone who's very credible, people know him. For example, your boss, head, if you're working for a marketing company, so head of marketing department, if he's giving you a recommendation, that is your credibility. So how does an employer know if the claim being made by the professional are real and valid? That's where the value of recommendation becomes apparent, because everybody has many things jotted down on their CV. But how can, in this pandemic, a recruiter understand that the values, that something that you have put on your CV are the skills that you have that can only happen through recommendations. So you're providing a proof that the skill you have identified are part of your performance history. This is why recommendation is very important in current situations and in the situation, normal situation as well. Recommendation can help your profile stand out. It will help your profile stand out. So if somebody has a vacancy for, say, a sales manager, and you're applying for the sales manager, you should know that your CV is not the only CV which a recruiter will get. Like a few weeks back, we just conducted a short online job fair, and trust me, for one vacancy, we were getting more than 400 CVs for one day. So how your CV will stand out, recommendation is one of the most important part for it. Check your resume. Always check your resume before going for an interview. Listed below a few common resume mistakes that need to be avoided. Spelling and grammatical errors. A lot of people, when they make their resume, they are not checking the spelling or grammar. So you need to ensure that when you share your resume with the HR manager, you got to make sure that the grammar and spelling errors are not there. Incorrect or missing contact information. At present, there are a lot of people who have been laid off, a lot of people who are jobless, and they are still using their old outdated CV to apply for the jobs without even realizing that the number that is there on their CV is not working anymore. Their number has completely changed, or the email address which was mentioned is not the email address they are currently using. So you need to make sure that incorrect or missing contact information. Using an unprofessional email address. If I'm looking for a manager or if I'm looking for a supervisor, and if I see on a CV chocolateboy@gmail.com, no, I'm just going to put that CV in the bin. I'll not even read it further. So you need to make sure that your email address is professional. Avoid using unprofessional email address. Forget about your college days and school days when you used to make those lion heart and chocolate boy, blah, blah, blah. No. Including outdated or irrelevant information. Avoid using irrelevant information in your CV. HR personnel do not have enough time to just keep reading your CVs. Make your CVs look relevant to the job opportunity. Make sure that you highlight the skills that are required for a particular job that you're applying for. And the last thing, leaving out social media links like LinkedIn. Never skip your LinkedIn link in your CV, as everyone will, when they get your CV, the first thing they will do is search for you on LinkedIn. And if your LinkedIn profile is very well maintained, this will give you an opportunity to get a call for an interview. So you need to make sure that your CV is very well maintained. I've shared with you on the screen two types of CVs. One type of CV is very cluttered. Never make your CV so cluttered. Keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it eye-catching. So this is the most important part when you're preparing your CV. Available as an intern or volunteer. This is the last part, and this slide especially for the freshers who are looking for a job, because this pandemic has started and a lot of freshers are not getting jobs. Even the people who have experiences have been laid off. But this part of my presentation is especially for freshers. So while the market of job is filled with candidates and vacancies are limited and only a few get a chance, an open secret of the corporate companies is that the company gladly welcome interns. And nowadays everybody need interns because everybody is following a same rule, work from home. So people need interns who can work from home, work virtually for them, get their projects, meet the deadlines of their projects. So if you are a fresh or if you're a fresher who's just recently graduated, or if you're someone who has less than 1 year of experience and is being laid off because of COVID-19, introduce yourself as an intern than a job aspirant. Do not introduce yourself as a job aspirant. Why? Look for opportunity to impress the management. So if you're working with as an intern, you get an opportunity to work with a team. So that is your chance to make an impression. And this will help you increase your chances of becoming a permanent employee. I've shared one picture on the screen on the bottom. You all can see from an intern to a manager. How stay unique. So when you are working as an intern for a corporate company, you've got to make sure that you are unique from others. You're not the only intern they will hire, because corporate companies, when they require an intern, they hire, you can say, more than 20, 30, 40, 50 interns. So they will not be giving job to all the 50 interns that they have hired. They will be unique from those 50. I think a 10% chance, 5 interns, they might end up having a job in the same company. But why? Because those 5 people, those 5 interns which were there in that company as an intern were unique. So you got to make sure that you are unique. So this is all from my end, and thank you for listening to me, and thank you for being part of the right part. This is my channel. I hope you liked it. I will be soon coming up with more educated and more motivational uh, talks in the future. So I request you all to please subscribe to my channel. The link will be there below the channel.